Hello guys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Antlers. Antlers, Whitey, and now everybody else we can get that's got antlers on top of their head. And you know, the deer herd is changing, even though there's not much happening right now. It's pretty interesting because it is changing. There's no doubt about that. The deer are starting to shed their antlers, so they're coming off, which means that real quickly we're going to start watching those antlers grow again. While I was in the pen with Whitey the last couple of days, I guess the day before yesterday it was, and I've got Gris here with me now pretty much all time, and so I don't get to go out and get in the pen every day like I used to. I don't get to run around the ranch quite like I used to because she's requiring a lot of care. She is doing better. She's having a hard time today making her words come out of her mouth correctly that she wants to say, but I walked with her again today. She did well at that. She's just still not quite taking that step. She's sort of in a, I would say maybe kind of like a standstill right now. But so I don't get to go in a pen, but when I was in a pen with Whitey a couple days ago, he still had both antlers. He may not have but one or none today. We'll see when we go in there in just a few minutes. But we're going to go in and take a look at him, walk around a little bit, and I've got some carrots, and I've got another special treat for Split Ear. So we're going to have a little fun with her in there again today. The wind is blowing atrociously. I've got to have it a little short in my microphone, so I can't really tell if it's working or it's not working. I'm hoping it's working right now as I'm talking because I got in here in the woods where to try to get a little break from that wind, and it's kind of up and down, you know. But we've had all kinds of cold weather in here and beautiful weather as well, so it's just kind of it's still been a great January actually, you know, even though we've had some chill temperatures down around zero and temperatures down in the, I don't know if we ever got in a single digit yet, but it's probably coming. We got down in the low teens, though, that's certainly for sure. But let's go in the pen, take a look at Whitey and his girls, 19 of them, and they've all made the winter just fine. Hopefully they'll all make it till April and start having those beautiful, beautiful little baby fawns that we all are anxious to get. Anxious to hold in their hands, anxious to look into those brown eyes. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with them already, and I haven't even seen them. Okay, we are in the pens. I've got Split here right here with me. She's following me around. I think she can smell the treats in my pocket, but we will take a look here at what's the deal. There is Whitey. We're gonna look at Whitey here, and he's got a hat rack. Whitey has got a hat rack. He has got a water bucket, a water pail on the top of his head. Will you look at that? That's one of those black water deals right there, or water troughs that we use when we got baby fawns. We put the water in that because they can't reach the regular tank. And you can see what has happened there. I don't know if he's got one side of that antler stuck through that or not. Obviously, it kind of looks like maybe he does. I'm just not sure. Uh-oh. Split Ear got in my pocket. She found where they were, and she's over here. She just really pestered me to death. I think maybe the other side of his antlers, he may have that. It does look like that's a horn stuck through there. I sure hope he doesn't break it off. I don't know how far he is until he loses. That is so funny. I sure hope he don't break his antlers off. That's the one thing I worry about. Trying to get rid of that thing on his head. They get branches and stuff. I've seen a lot of time out in the wild. I've seen up in Kansas a big giant buck that we killed up there. 206 score, first 200 score buck that I killed, but the 206 score buck up there in Kansas, and he come running through there, and he jumped across the fence and fell and had a big tumbleweed stuck on the top of his head. And that tumbleweed later came off, and we hunted that deer pretty hard for quite a while. But anyway, he does have that plastic water pan stuck on the top of his head. He has stuck his antlers right through it. It looks like over there on this right side. Probably just simply fighting it. It didn't have any water in it. The water's been freezing here quite a bit lately. We've been having to unfreeze it. And it's kind of hard for me to video here because of Split Ears is just pestering me to death. She knows I've got something in my pocket. She's bumping into me. She's got her head in my pocket. She's bumping into the tripod. She's doing everything she can. But that's a pretty interesting deal right there. I'll go in as tight as I can on it. That's as tight as I can go, and you can just see it up there on top of his head. Now, we had a we had a red deer bull at home one time back on Lake Tenkiller. I had about 15 or 20 acres fenced around the house there where I had some red deer. And this guy, we had put Christmas lights around a big cedar tree in the outside, out by the highway, where our house was a half a mile from the highway, but up our blacktop drive. But we had a big cedar tree out there, so we decided to decorate that cedar tree. So we just took a bunch of Christmas lights and put around it. We had a decorated cedar tree down there. And one day we noticed that our lights were gone, almost all of them, about half of them or more. And next time we saw that red deer, he had those wrapped around his antlers, and he carried them on his antlers all the way until he shed. He had them all wrapped around his antlers. I don't know if he was fighting those lights or if he just fighting that tree and got them tangled in there, but he had them wrapped all around his head. And actually, for a little while, he was dragging a whole strand of them, like, 100, 200 feet of them, dragging them around with him, and we was kind of worried about him getting around his legs and tangling up and him falling and coyotes being able to get him or something. But he was fine. He finally got it hung up and broke the wires, and they were hung around his trees, hung around his antlers until he shed those antlers. And I suspect this is exactly what's going to happen with Whitey. That's one of the strangest things I've ever seen right there. Plumb funny. Just plumb funny. Beamer's walking around outside of the pen. Look at that stuck through the top of his head. He's walking over here a little bit closer to me now. I'll see if I can stay on him real good here. Steady, Jimmy, steady, steady. Slow down, boy, that's good. And I just don't want him breaking those antlers is what I don't want. They get brittle late in the year like this. And I don't know exactly when he will lose them. If I remember right, he lost them relatively early last year. If you remember, those of you who've been with me all the way on this, watching deer antlers grow, if you remember, he was in the wild last year. He bred out in the wild, and we put him back in here because he turned into such a great trophy buck, and we wanted him to breed these 19 does that we have in here. And now he's got that. But I believe that he lost his horns relatively early last year. I can't remember. So if he did that, he probably will lose his horns fairly early again this year and be able to get rid of that. It's on his right side, so that would be a great one to lose first, obviously. And it looks like it's just hooked in there. He stuck his head, he stuck those horns right through that, so he's ruined the plastic water pail, that's for sure. So when we have babies, we'll have to have some new ones. We'll probably get new ones anyway. We normally do that. Get brand new ones for them because the sun out here, even though they're black like that, the sun really works on that plastic and deteriorates it. But that's quite a sight right there, and that's Whitey carrying his water bucket along with him. Talk about carrying water for somebody. Whitey is carrying water. Well, I guess you can tell, and I don't know if the audio messed up when I did that or not. I got to shorten that thing, but split ear knocked the tripod over. There you go, split ears. Lickety split. There you go, baby. I'm going to tell you, that is something. Whitey, come here, baby. Come here. I may be able to get... Oh, she almost took that carrot out of my hands. She almost took it. Here, baby. Here. There you go, baby. Ooh. It is something. This is special. I don't care who you are. This is pretty cool. I've seen guys around some neighborhood that had some of those other deer out there. You're getting your fair share. You're getting more than your share, baby. Oh, those grapes good. Forrest loves grapes better than anything. Yeah, he loves carrots just about as much as you do too. I guess split ear, you could actually be. I guess you could. Possibility that you could be Forrest's mama. I don't know who Forrest's mama is. That's right. Whoever Forrest's mama was wouldn't take care of him. Him and his sister Jenny. Jenny left and never came back. We don't know what happened to Jenny. She might be running around out in the woods having more little split ears. Some of these deer are just about to eat out of my hands, and they might as time goes on. Look how they're gathering around me right here. Isn't this cool? This is cool. I like it. I'm about out, girl. About out, baby. What's that little, I saw that little. We're getting close to the end of the pot, girl. We're getting close to the end of the pot. Where are you? Come on, take it. Come on, take it. Take it. Splitter says, this is the way you do it. Show them how, Split here. Okay. I have 2 grapes left. One for you, and one for that baby down there. Okay, that's it. That's all. That's it. That's it, baby. That's it. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. She is something else, isn't she? If you look off down there, that's really something. And there is, he's down there trying to get that bucket off his head. He's rubbing around. I don't know what he's going to end up doing with that. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to walk around just a bit here. When my camera dropped out, it messed everything up there. I don't know what we're going to have. I kind of checked a little bit of it. Most of it's kind of good. When Split Ears knocked my little tripod over. The little tripod's not very heavy, and it's just built for an iPhone. But you can see him there. He's down there. He's been knocking on some trees and stuff, trying to get rid of that water box that's on his head. He doesn't like it there, but he doesn't really know how to get rid of it. And he's hitting it on the trees and stuff. I suspect he will tear it up or break a horn off. I don't know which. He's right here really, really close by. You can see he's just walking right up to me. I think he's totally out of the rut, even though it was just the other day that we saw him breeding a doe. I'd like to be able to get that off of him, but don't know if that's possible or not. Apache's been feeding him apples. He might be able to give that deer some apples and be able to grab a hold of that and pull it off of him, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But I know one thing he'll do is that he's going to lose that horn. That antler's going to fall off, and I hope he doesn't break it. That's the only thing I'm a little concerned about. But if he breaks a bunch of it off, I guess we could always Gorilla Glue it back on. Gorilla Glue that dude back on. But he's going to fight things around and get that off, I'm sure. So anyhow, that's pretty doggone strange, but I'm not surprised at all because they like to use those antlers to do a lot of stuff with. You can see him right there. He's going ahead and he can eat. I don't know if it gets in his way eating out of the troughs or not. That would be the only thing. We need to kind of watch that. But I'll talk to Apache about that and we'll see. I want to make sure he's got plenty in here that he can get to eat. And I think he can. He should be able to eat out of the demand feeders, Texas Hunter demand feeders. Should be able to eat out of those without any problem, I believe, because his nose sticks out further than that. But we're going to watch that and see what happens. That's pretty amazing, though. Kind of definitely a different thing to have happen. Wasn't that something? That is crazy. He's got that box on his head. I sure hope he gets that off her because it's bothering him, and I'm a little concerned that he might get plenty to eat. But we'll watch him real closely over the next few days and make sure that he's eating. And we'll get in there and throw him some stuff he can pick up off the ground. He's picking carrots up off the ground just fine. So if we have to, we'll just pile a big pile of food on the ground and let him eat that. We're feeding him alfalfa right now, so he's got alfalfa to eat. So we're going to keep him good. He's getting fatter right now. He's not in the rut. He's just kind of just being a lazy big old buck right now, and he's got that box on his head and trying to get rid of that thing. But I think he'll probably either get rid of it or that one of those horns will fall off. That horn there that it's only on one horn, not both. So if one of them falls off, he'll be getting rid of that thing, and that will be that will be really, really good. You know, it's a possibility. It's a possibility that split ears could be Force's mama. I don't know that. I can't remember really what mama abandoned those two twins, and they abandoned them because, if you remember, Force had crippled legs. We named him after Forrest Gump. He had crippled legs when he's a baby, but he can run right now. His legs straighten out on their own, but in the wild, the deer will abandon a baby that's got something wrong with it, and abandoned both Jenny, also his twin sister, and we raised her, and she's disappeared this year during the time that she was fat with the baby. She left and never did come back, so we really don't know if she just went off and became a wild deer or what. But that was really, really interesting. We appreciate you being in here in Antlers. Watching giant antlers grow is how we started this. We're going to continue it through another spring here. If you remember, we started that back in the spring sometime when they started having little old nubbins, and they grow into what Whitey looks like now. We'll watch it again and see the changes. It's going to be very, very interesting. Share with your channel. Share with all your friends, Jimmy Houston Outdoors channel. And if you're not on the Catch of the Day channel, get on our Catch of the Day channel too. We've got about 19,000 people on there, and it is absolutely the most important channel on YouTube. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, yes sir, yes ma'am, I sure do love you.